Welcome to Physics 101. In today's video, we will talk about our procedure for our acceleration lab. Now, for our acceleration lab, the materials we will have is 2 steel rods taped together, a steel ball, some tape, and our good old meter stick. Now, in this lab, we will have 2 objectives to complete. Our first objective will be using the 2 steel rods, create an inclined plane by putting them on books. And through our trials, we are going to vary the height of the inclined plane. So now once we have our inclined plane set up, we will use a piece of tape to create a start point and a piece of tape to create an end point. Now by doing this, we will start the ball at our starting point, watch it roll all the way down to the end point, recording the time it takes to get from one point to the other. Now once we have that, we can also record the displacement that we had our ball roll down the plane. We will do this 5 times. Now once we have all 5 trials and all of our data, we are going to make sure to find and solve for velocity. Once we solve for velocity, we can then solve for acceleration and graph our plot. Now when graphing this plot, really think about what is the relationship you see after you graph it. Now for our second objective, we are going to compare velocity versus time chart to solve for acceleration. And again, for this objective, we will have our inclined plane set up. This time we will not vary the height and we will stay at one height. We will then again create a start point with our tape and an end point with our tape and record the time it takes the steel ball to roll down the rods. With this, we will also still record the time it takes the ball to roll down the steel rods, the displacement we have the rod from start to end, and we will use these to solve for velocity, so we then can create our velocity versus time chart. Now creating our velocity versus time chart, we will be able to solve for acceleration. I'd like you guys to think about how you would get acceleration through a velocity versus time chart. We did go over this in the beginning of the lesson. And now once you have both objectives complete, there will be a few conclusion questions at the end for you guys to answer and think about a little more in depth. Enjoy.